In the early dawn of April 2025, the Red Sea shimmered under a veil of calm, its surface reflecting the orange and pink hues of a rising sun. But beneath this tranquil facade lay a brewing storm. The air was thick with tension as the USS Carney, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, patrolled the waters. She was sleek and formidable, a floating fortress equipped with advanced weaponry and a crew ready for anything. The salty breeze carried the whisper of impending conflict as the crew conducted their routine operations, unaware that danger was lurking just beyond the horizon. For the Houthi rebels in Yemen, the sea was a battleground. They had launched wave after wave of drone strikes, claiming to fight for Palestine, but their targets were often innocent ships caught in a crossfire that threatened global trade. As they prepared another strike, their radar screens glowed ominously, signaling the launch of a swarm of drones, aimed squarely at what they believed to be a vulnerable cargo ship. The Houthis were about to learn a harsh lesson in miscalculation. Suddenly, alarms blared on the USS Carney, shattering the morning calm. The ship's radar lit up like fireworks on the 4th of July, identifying multiple inbound threats. "Vampires inbound," shouted the officer of the deck, urgency slicing through the air as sailors sprinted to their battle stations. A moment later, the defensive systems roared to life, ready to unleash their fury. In a breathtaking display of precision, the Carney's Aegis combat system identified, tracked, and neutralized the incoming drones in mere seconds. Missiles streaked into the sky, slicing through the air with explosive force. One by one, the drones were obliterated, raining debris harmlessly into the sea. The Houthis had unknowingly unleashed their attack on a predator, not prey. The crew aboard the Carney, each member's heart pounding with adrenaline, watched the chaos unfold above them. It was a moment of triumph, but also a reminder of the violent world they inhabited. "Zero hits, zero damage," the report echoed through the ship. But the real battle was yet to come. The Houthis had crossed a line, and the U.S. Navy was not one to ignore such an affront. In the command center, the atmosphere shifted from defense to retaliation. Orders were rapidly executed, plans sketched in the urgency of military precision. Within hours, fighter jets from a nearby carrier were airborne, headed toward the Houthi launch site near Hodeidah. It was time to deliver a message that would resonate across the region. As the FA-18 Super Hornets and EA-18G Growlers flew overhead, the sky darkened with purpose. Electronic warfare teams moved in first, jamming enemy communication and shrouding the launch site in silence. The Houthis, believing themselves safe, were oblivious to the storm gathering overhead. With pinpoint accuracy, the jets unleashed their payloads on the Houthi facilities. Explosions lit the night sky, a terrifying beauty marking their destructive path. The sound of chaos filled the air as secondary explosions confirmed the devastation of their ammunition stores. It was a decisive strike, leaving the Houthis reeling, their capabilities crippled and their message thwarted. As dawn broke over Yemen, the remnants of the Houthi launch site smoldered, casting a pall over their ambitions. The psychological damage inflicted was greater than any physical destruction. It was a stark reminder of the U.S. Navy's resolve and capability. The Red Sea, a vital trade route, had transformed into a live fire zone, and the stakes had never been higher. What had begun as an attack on a presumed vulnerability had turned into a testament of power, echoing through the corridors of military strategy far beyond the reach of the rebels. In the wake of the attacks, the Houthis would no doubt reassess their positions, their strategies. In the broader context, nations like Iran, China, and Russia observed closely, their own calculations shifting as they witnessed the consequences of underestimating the U.S. Navy. Back on the USS Carney, the crew gathered for debriefing, their faces a mixture of relief and solemnity. They had defended their ship and their mission, but the reality of war loomed heavily over them. Each sailor knew that the Red Sea would remain a volatile theater, where the delicate balance of power could shift with a single miscalculated strike. As the sun rose fully over the horizon, illuminating the aftermath of the night's fury. The crew reflected on their roles in this ongoing conflict. They had triumphed today, but the war was far from over. The Red Sea was now a testbed for political will and military dominance, a lesson etched into the psyche of those who dared to challenge the might of the U.S. Navy. In this game of power and posturing, one thing was clear. When you take aim at a ship built for war, you better be ready for the fire that follows. And for the Houthis, the repercussions of their miscalculation would resonate long after the smoke cleared.